At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to a planet called Mao, a world populated entirely by cats. But this peaceful planet has a serious problem. Countless meteors constantly pass nearby, and some of them crash directly onto the surface. Because of this, the planet is slowly being destroyed. To survive, the cats begin searching for a new world to call home. Long ago, they had already sent many cats to Earth to conquer it, but after centuries, no message ever came back. One day, the Cat King receives ancient projection messages showing that cats were once worshipped in Egypt. And in India, humans supposedly created yoga by studying cat movements. After seeing this, the Cat King decides it's finally time to launch another mission to Earth. He summons the bravest warrior on planet Mao, Pudding. The king orders him to travel to Earth and complete the mission that began centuries ago, so their people can one day rule the planet. But before leaving, he gives Pudding one important warning. He must protect a secret artifact at all costs. If he loses it, he will lose his powers. And if he ever finds himself in danger, he should use the cat's ultimate defense move, the Death Glare. Pudding understands the mission and boards a cat spaceship headed for Earth. Meanwhile on Earth, we meet Shu Long, a former soccer goalkeeper trying to rebuild his life after retirement. He now wants to become a sports commentator, but there's one problem. He talks painfully slow. During his broadcast audition, everyone laughs at him and makes fun of how awkward he sounds. He also tries starting his own business, but his products are terrible. The business quickly fails, leaving him in financial trouble. Shu Long has a daughter named Yo-Yo, who was born with a leg condition that makes it hard for her to walk properly. During sports class, she tries to join the other students and play like everyone else, but the teacher stops her. Because of her disability, the other kids don't want to be friends with her and often make fun of her. Heartbroken, Yo-Yo quietly prays and asks for one thing: a true and loyal friend. At that exact moment, Pudding enters Earth's atmosphere, but the weather suddenly turns violent, and lightning strikes his spaceship. The ship begins to crack apart, and the secret artifact hanging around his neck gets blasted out into the sky. Before he can recover it, the damaged ship crashes deep in a forest. Luckily, Pudding survives with only minor injuries and makes his way toward the city. Around the same time, Sha Long receives a phone call from a soccer team manager named Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin tells him he needs to travel to see his wife, but her cat is still with him, and he can't take it along. He asks Sha Long to watch the cat until he returns. In exchange, he says he might consider making Sha Long the coach of his team. Sha Long is thrilled. Becoming a coach is exactly what he wants, so he agrees immediately. He rushes home and tells his wife Li Zhu the good news, but she wants nothing to do with taking care of a cat. Sha Long ignores her objections and heads outside to wait for Mr. Lin. By now, Pudding has arrived nearby. He notices a colorful umbrella sitting on top of Sha Long's house and instantly realizes that his lost artifact must be there. He remembers seeing it from the spaceship before the crash. He tries to fly up to the roof to get it, but without the artifact, his powers are fading. He crashes to the ground and gets hurt, forcing him to hide. Soon after, Mr. Lin pulls up in his car. While he talks with Sha Long, Pudding grows weaker by the minute. The Cat King had warned him that if he ever lost the artifact, he would need to copy another life form quickly in order to survive. Inside the car sits Mr. Lin's cat, Shishili. Without wasting a second, Pudding locks eyes with the cat and begins transforming into its form. Terrified, Shishili runs away. When Sha Long comes over expecting to pick up the cat, he instead finds Pudding standing there. But this version of Pudding is giant, almost the size of a human. Sha Long is completely freaked out. He tries to explain what happened to Mr. Lin, but Mr. Lin is busy talking to his wife on the phone and drives away without listening. With no other option, Sha Long takes Pudding home. The moment Li Zhu sees him, she faints in shock. Sha Long slaps her awake and tells her not to worry. They only need to keep him for a short time until Mr. Lin returns. Yo-Yo, on the other hand, is thrilled to see Pudding and excitedly walks toward him, but Li Zhu stops her immediately. She's convinced some random person is just wearing a cat costume to fool them. To test it, she grabs Pudding's fur and starts pulling on it. Furious, Pudding decides to use his legendary death glare on the family. He stares intensely and imagines blasting them with unstoppable power, burning their clothes and leaving them screaming in fear. But in reality, absolutely nothing happens. He keeps trying the death glare again and again, but still nothing works. Instead, Yo-Yo's brother Wu Yu starts thinking Pudding actually likes them. That night, Pudding uses a strange device to project a giant cat signal into the sky, calling all the cats in the city to gather at a cat cafe. Once they arrive, he angrily reminds them of their true purpose. He says their ancestors were sent to Earth to conquer it, and now planet Meow is on the edge of destruction. If they want to survive, they need to take control of Earth as soon as possible. But one older cat laughs at him and says life on Earth is already perfect. She explains that even if humans think they own cats, they actually serve them like slaves. Humans feed them, clean up after them, and treat them like royalty. She jokes that the Cat King should come to Earth too. He just needs to act cute, find a rich owner, and humans will happily take care of him forever. Pudding is furious. He says they've become soft and forgotten who they really are. Then he declares that once he finds his secret artifact, he'll destroy humanity one person at a time, and the first family he plans to wipe out is the one he's living with right now. Filled with rage, Pudding sneaks back home and grabs a knife. He quietly enters Li Ju's room, ready to attack her in her sleep. But Li Ju has a habit of sleepwalking. Out of nowhere, she suddenly walks right into him and accidentally knocks him off the second floor. He crashes hard to the ground, and the knife ends up stabbing his own paw. Still determined, Pudding limps into Wu Yu's room to attack next. But Wu Yu sleeps holding a toy gun because his mom always wakes him up too early. As Pudding sneaks closer, he accidentally steps on a switchboard and gets shocked badly. The knife once again jams into his paw. Exhausted and beaten up, he finally heads toward Yo-Yo's room. But when he sees her innocent sleeping face, he can't bring himself to hurt her. Instead, he quietly lies down and falls asleep. The next day, Shoulong takes the whole family out. Seeing his chance, Pudding searches the house for his lost secret artifact, but he can't find it anywhere. Before long, Shoulong and the others come back home. Pudding has completely trashed the house during his search, and Li Ju is furious. She immediately starts going after him. Even when Shoulong tries to stop her, she refuses to calm down, so Shoulong kisses her to distract her, which finally works. As the family starts cleaning up the mess together, something unexpected happens. Buried under the clutter, Li Ju finds a bracelet she had lost a long time ago. Tears fill her eyes because it was the last memory she had of her mother. Then Shoulong and the kids also discover things they had been missing for years. Overjoyed, they all thank Pudding for helping them find everything, but Pudding feels none of that happiness. Instead, he secretly poisons their food. Li Ju almost never cooks at home, but that day she makes a special meal just for Pudding, while the rest of the family orders pizza for themselves. When she lovingly tries to feed him the poisoned dish, Pudding panics and runs away. Later that night, two burglars try breaking into a nearby house. Pudding spots them and secretly opens Shoulong's front door instead. The thieves walk right in and begin searching for valuables. Their noise wakes the whole family, but the burglars quickly threaten them and force everyone to sit still in one place. Trying to buy time, Shoulong starts showing them his terrible homemade products, hoping to distract them. Pudding watches everything from a distance. The Wu family notices him hiding there, but they don't want him getting hurt. Even while they're in danger themselves, all four of them quietly signal for Pudding to run away and stay safe. For the first time, Pudding is deeply moved. These people are scared, trapped, and helpless, yet they still care more about protecting him than themselves. Meanwhile, the thieves get annoyed by Shoulong's non-stop talking and move in to attack him. That's when Pudding jumps into action. The burglars burst out laughing when they see him, thinking he's harmless. But Pudding throws one powerful punch that sends both of them flying across the room. They crash down unconscious. The Wu family rushes over, hugs Pudding tightly, and celebrates him as their hero. And for the first time, Pudding actually enjoys being loved. The next morning, Yo-Yo heads to school, but there's another problem waiting for her. She failed her math test, and the teacher tells her to bring her parents to school. Yo-Yo is terrified because she's too scared to tell them the truth. Pudding continues searching for his secret artifact around the house, but during the search, a cloth accidentally falls over his head. When Yo-Yo sees him covered up like that, she suddenly gets an idea. The next day, she dresses Pudding in clothes, puts a mask on him, and secretly takes him to school. Once they arrive, the teacher starts complaining to Yo-Yo's mother, not realizing it's actually Pudding in disguise. But since Pudding doesn't respond at all, the teacher starts getting suspicious and reaches over to remove the mask. Right at that moment, Pudding lets out a huge sneeze. The mask flies off and lands directly on the teacher's face. Thinking fast, Yo-Yo quickly grabs the teacher's glasses and pretends to clean them so she won't clearly see Pudding's real face. Without her glasses, the teacher can barely see anything. During the confusion, Yo-Yo quickly puts the mask back on Pudding. Then Pudding spots a bird outside the classroom window and instantly bolts out the door to chase it. Yo-Yo bursts into tears and tells the teacher she was too embarrassed to explain earlier, but her mother has a strange illness that slowly turns her into a cat, and that's why she just ran outside after the bird. Unbelievably, the teacher actually believes the story. She gently tells Yo-Yo that now she understands why Yo-Yo struggles so much in school. She says Yo-Yo doesn't need to worry anymore, and from now on she won't pressure her. Instead, she should just focus on taking care of her mom. Yo-Yo is overjoyed. She quickly takes Pudding and leaves the school. From that point on, Pudding grows happier and happier living with the Wu family. He starts having fun with them every day, slowly forgetting his original mission. Wu Yu even begins filming videos of Pudding and uploading them online. One day, Shoulong goes to pick up Yo-Yo from school. There, he meets her teacher, Miss Lee, who turns out to be a huge fan of his soccer career. She gets so emotional meeting him that tears fill her eyes. Both Yo-Yo and Shoulong are shocked by how excited she is. Miss Lee invites Shoulong to come to the school's support day event, and he agrees. When he returns home, two men are outside plastering posters all over his walls. The posters say that Shoulong owes $2 million in debt, The men explain that he had unknowingly signed loan papers under the name of a man named David, who has now fled the city. Since the debt was signed in Shoulong's name, he is now responsible for paying it back. Hearing this, Shoulong remembers how David had tricked him into signing paperwork some time ago. Li Ju is furious. She dumps paint all over the two men's faces and chases them away. Shoulong tries to calm her down, but she's too angry to listen and starts hitting him instead. As usual, he tries to calm her with a kiss. Just then, Wu Yu gets a call from one of his friends. He excitedly explains that the cat videos they posted online have gone viral. Some companies now want to hire Shishili for advertising shoots. Wu Yu tells the family the news, and everyone is thrilled. Soon they begin filming commercials with Pudding, making a lot of money. With those earnings, they're even able to pay off David's massive debt. During one boxing commercial shoot, a giant spotlight suddenly starts falling directly toward Pudding. Without hesitation, Shoulong kicks the light away to save him, but he can't move in time himself, and the heavy light crashes onto his leg, injuring him badly. Pudding is stunned. He can't believe Shoulong risked himself just to protect him. That night, Pudding goes alone to the cat cafe, deep in thought. The elder cat mocks him, reminding him that he once promised to destroy his human family. Looking at him now, it seems obvious he hasn't completed his mission. Pudding lies and says that's not true. He claims he's just waiting for the perfect moment to break the family apart. Meanwhile, Li Ju attends a party, where she unexpectedly runs into an old school friend named Liu. She laughs and tells him he used to be very overweight, so how did he suddenly become so fit and handsome? Li Ju tells her he had a crush on her back in school, and even confessed his feelings, but she always rejected him because of his weight. Now he's rich and successful, so maybe things could be different. Li Ju politely tells him she's sorry, but she's married now and has 2 children. Li Ju gently places his jacket over her shoulders and says he may have come too late, but hopefully they can still be friends. Li Ju returns home and tells Shoulong about meeting Liu at the party, but instead of being happy for her, Shoulong becomes jealous and upset. He leaves the house, heads to a bar and starts drinking. While he's there, a strange man known as the High Priest approaches him and begins talking about destiny. He tells Shoulong that he's incredibly lucky they met tonight. Soon another man named Huang joins them. He pulls out an old map and asks if it could be connected to the treasure of King Chongzhen and the lost Ming Dynasty fortune. Shoulong tries to leave, but the High Priest stops him. After studying the map, he says it's real. According to legend, King Chongzhen's treasure can only be found by combining 3 separate maps. 2 of them are already here, and he has invited the owner of the 3rd map as well. Right then, a 3rd man named Alex arrives and reveals the final map. The High Priest is thrilled. Huang explains that his grandfather once told him if all 3 maps were brought together, they could lead to 30,000 gold coins hidden by the king. But sadly, Huang says he has a deadly illness and only 3 months left to live. He just wants enough money to leave something behind for his family. All he needs is $2 million. Alex says he doesn't care about treasure either. He only wants 1 million, so he can go to Thailand and change his gender. The High Priest claims that in today's value, those 30,000 gold coins would be worth around $370 million. Then he dramatically says that he has renounced worldly greed, so he cannot buy the maps himself. A nearby couple overhears everything and says they'd like to buy the maps instead. The High Priest quickly turns to Shoulong and tells him not to let fools steal this opportunity. He says Shoulong could become owner of a $370 million fortune for only $3 million. Blinded by greed and desperation, Shoulong rushes to the bank to withdraw all the family's money. A little later, Li Ju receives a call from the bank informing her that her husband emptied their account. She has no idea what he could possibly need that money for, so she grabs the kids and Pudding, then starts tracking his phone. They arrive at the same bar, where Shoulong is about to hand over the money to the High Priest and his partners. But just before the deal happens, Yo-Yo's teacher, Miss Lee, unexpectedly walks in. The High Priest and his group assume she is Shoulong's wife and greet her as Mrs. Wu. At that exact moment, Li Ju arrives and overhears everything. She instantly misunderstands the situation and thinks Miss Lee is Shoulong's secret girlfriend. Furious, she storms over and punches Miss Lee straight to the floor. Then suddenly, the television news begins showing photos of the High Priest and his 2 companions. They are escaped criminals. Everyone in the bar turns to look at them. Realizing they've been exposed, the 3 men grab the money and run. Outside, they spot Pudding and excitedly stop to take photos with him, thinking he's some celebrity cat. Since Pudding and Yo-Yo don't know they're criminals, they don't react. The 3 men jump into their car and speed away. Li Ju wants to chase them, but her own car refuses to start. She turns all her anger toward Shoulong and begins yelling at him. As usual, he tries to calm her down with a kiss. It works, but then she suddenly breaks down crying. She tells him that the money he lost was meant for Yo-Yo's leg treatment. If she doesn't get surgery soon, she may never be able to run in her life. Even Pudding looks heartbroken after hearing this. Now he finally understands why Shoulong and Liju cared so much about money. It was never about greed, it was about saving their daughter. Later that night, Shoulong sits at home drinking alone. He remembers what the doctor once told them. Yo-Yo's leg bone isn't straight, and she would need surgeries every year to fully recover and run normally. But the full treatment would cost $5 million. Just then, his phone rings. It's David. David smugly tells him that his wife is out on a date with another man. Then he says, since he shared such valuable information, they're now even. Liju goes to dinner with Lu and gets straight to the point. She tells him she needs money for her daughter's surgery and asks if he can lend it to her for a while. She promises to pay every cent back as soon as she can, but Lu has no interest in simply helping. He reminds her that back in school, he tried many times to confess his feelings, and every time she embarrassed him and pushed him away. He says that humiliation is what motivated him to work hard and become successful. Now, he says he's willing to give her the money, but only if she first tells him that she loves him. Liju is disgusted. She asks what kind of childish nonsense he's talking about. She says she came because she thought he was a friend, but clearly he misunderstood everything. She refuses to humiliate herself for money. Liju then starts getting forceful with her, but right at that moment, Shoulong storms in. He attacks Liju and knocks him to the ground. Then instead of comforting Liju, he angrily accuses her of going on a date with Liju just because he's rich. He says he never expected this from her. Liju is furious at the accusation and walks out immediately. Still angry, Shoulong even encourages Pudding to beat Liju up some more. Meanwhile, Yo-Yo's school is preparing for sports day. One of the main events is a family race, where every student must compete alongside their family members. Yo-Yo is excited and wants to participate. She tells Liju that she already informed her dad, and he promised to come on race day, but Liju is still upset with Shoulong. She tells Yo-Yo that if her father joins the race, then she won't come at all. Yo-Yo is crushed. Later, Shoulong sits alone at a bar, drinking again. Pudding drags him away and takes him to a soccer field. Hanging on the goalpost is a family photo of them all together. Seeing it, Shoulong becomes emotional. He realizes that even if he feels useless and like a failure, he still has one job he cannot abandon to protect his family. No matter what happens, he needs to be their goalkeeper. Then Pudding hands him a drawing Yo-Yo made. In it, she asks her father to come to the family race. At this point, the Wu family is completely falling apart. And technically, Pudding's mission to destroy the family has succeeded. But instead of feeling proud, he feels miserable. More than anything, he wants them to be happy together again. Just then, he notices a strange glowing light above him. When he looks up, he sees his secret artifact stuck in a tree. At first, he's thrilled, but then reality hits him. Once he gets the artifact back, he'll be forced to complete his mission and destroy the Wu family, whether he wants to or not. On sports day, families fill the school grounds, cheering for their children. But no one shows up to cheer for Yo-Yo except Wu Yu, leaving her heartbroken. Wu Yu tells her not to race, but Yo-Yo refuses to quit. A little later, Shoulong and Liju both arrive at the school. Liju still refuses to speak to him. The first event Yo-Yo joins is the jump race, but because of her leg, she can't make the jump and falls hard to the ground. Shoulong and Liju immediately rush to her side and help her up. Seeing both of them there, Yo-Yo breaks into tears. She tells them she doesn't want them fighting over money anymore. She says she doesn't want their family to fall apart. More than anything, she just wants all of them to stay together and be happy. Her words hit both parents deeply. They finally realize how selfish they've been. Shoulong and Liju embrace each other and promise that from this day forward, they won't fight anymore. Pudding watches from a distance, and it means everything to him. The Wu family then walks over to Pudding. He makes them all hold hands and uses the secret artifact to speak to them directly. Everyone is stunned. Pudding finally reveals the truth. He tells them he is actually a warrior from planet Meow, sent to Earth to conquer it. But after living with them, he learned that humans possess the most powerful weapon in the world, love. He tells them that being part of their family made him happier than anything else ever had. But now, he must leave Earth. Soon after, the family race begins. Yo-Yo lines up with her family by her side. The race starts, and Wu Yu, Liju, and Shoulong perform incredibly well. But Yo-Yo struggles because of her injured leg and can barely keep up. Other families cross the finish line and win the race. But Yo-Yo refuses to stop running, and one by one, everyone in the crowd begins cheering for her. Just when it seems Yo-Yo can't go any farther, Pudding makes a decision from the heart. Using his secret artifact, he heals the bone in her leg instantly. The support device attached to her leg breaks apart, and for the first time in her life, Yo-Yo is able to run freely. She takes off at full speed and finishes the race with joy on her face. Everyone at the sports ground is left completely stunned, while the Wu family bursts with happiness and pride. Pudding is overjoyed too. Seeing Yo-Yo finally healthy means more to him than completing any mission ever could. Then he uses the artifact to call down his cat spaceship. He climbs inside, but everyone at the sports ground has already seen the strange ship. So before leaving, Pudding activates a light beam that erases all memories of him and the spaceship from their minds. Back on planet Meow, Pudding lies to the Cat King. He says Earth is an extremely dangerous place. The air is polluted, and humans are far more powerful than expected. He explains that humans possess a weapon called love, and against that power, all the cats of Meow would lose. He advises the Cat King to abandon all plans of invading Earth. The Cat King finally gives up his dream of conquering Earth, but since Pudding failed to complete his mission and never returned to his original form, he is punished and sentenced to digging potatoes. Meanwhile on Earth, the Wu family is living happily again. Li Ju becomes a successful model. Xiulong achieves his dream of becoming a soccer coach. Yoju, now able to walk and run normally, happily makes new friends and plays with them every day. But on planet Meow, Pudding feels lonely. He looks up at the sky and cries, missing the family he came to love. Then one day, visitors from planet Wufian suddenly arrive, dogs from another world. They tell Pudding they want to go to Earth, but they're hungry first. They ask if he has anything to eat. Pudding gives them potatoes, then secretly hops into their spaceship and heads back to Earth. When he reaches the Wu family's house and appears in front of them, they get startled and run inside. Pudding assumes the memory beam erased him from their minds too, and sadly turns to leave. But moments later, the Wu family rushes back outside carrying posters of Pudding. Even though the beam erased their memories, it could never erase what was in their hearts, because love doesn't live in the mind, it lives in the heart. They joyfully bring Pudding back inside, and the whole family sits together sharing a happy meal once again.